and welcome back to my channel, Nerd It This Way. I'm Mahalia, and today I will be talking about The Grey Sister by Marc Lawrence.
Mahalia, in this world, you must know who you are.
So, this is going to be a spoiler-free review on the sequel to The Red Sister, which, if you have not read that and you haven't really heard about this series, this trilogy, shame on you. Well, okay, let's get into the pros, cons, and is it worth it? So I'm going to start with the cons because there weren't that many cons to really talk about in this one. Although, like, the one con I do have is that there were parts that were really, really slow. And I was just like, okay, but this is okay. And it's going to get better. And then it got better. So I was like, there's some, like, slow, kind of repetitive parts to kind of remind you of what happened in the previous book. And to kind of just kind of, you know, give that little insight to, like, the overall plot of this book, which was so dope. Like, of course, we follow our main character Nona, and there are some chapters with Abyss Glass and Kettle and Apple, and it's just so great. And we see the training from the Red Sister and how they're putting their training into, like, real life combat situations. Okay, now pros. So I'm going to go back. If you have not read The Red Sister, the whole premise of this trilogy is nuns who are split into, like, a few categories. The Red Sisters, the Grey Sisters, and the Holy Sisters, which are adopted into this convent of the ancestor to fight off evil, hold secrets, poison people, and we are following children. Nona is like 9 years old or 10 when we start in Red Sister. Now she's a little bit older, and, you know, everybody's grown up, and the amount of friendship in this is like goals. Like, the loyalty within this book really makes you think, like, would I do that for a friend? Like, I think I would do that for a friend. Like, damn, like, it's crazy. And so those are one of, like, the big pros for me. Like, the amount of female friendship and the girl power throughout the entire book is, like, wonderfully done. Especially since Marc Lawrence is a dark fantasy writer, and it is dark. Like this book, gotta clean my glasses really fast because I can't see because all this makeup, which is another story for another time. But another pro is that it is dark fantasy, but there are moments where it gets a little lighter, and it gets a little more, like, tolerable to realize that these are children going through these, like, hurdles and all this other, like, murders and blood and nightmares and just ridiculous, it's just crazy. And so it's just like you're rooting for Nona, but then you're rooting for the chosen one, and then Nona's the chosen one, and then is she the chosen one, and then it just makes you want to read Holy Sister, which I've already pre-ordered, so that should tell you right now if it's worth it. I highly recommend you read this if you like dark epic fantasy. It is a bit gory, but I believe it's worth it. And right now I am about maybe like a few hours into finishing The Liar's Key. I finished reading The Prince of Fools, which was hilarious. So I will do a video on that in the next video, as well as, like, do the pre-list of pre-recorded videos because I will be going on vacation. And I don't know if I'm really going to be, honestly, recording as much as I feel like I should. So just in case I don't, I want to have pre-recorded videos to kind of make sure something's out into the world out there. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing a sweater in the summer, is because it's cold in my house. Really cold. Also, if you're wondering like, oh Mahalia, why is your face made up? Stuff like that. So I went to go get a new license and the place was closed because Memorial Day weekend. And online, and when I called, they were like, oh yeah, we're open from like 8 to 11. And so I woke up at like 6:30 and got ready so I could be there when they opened. And they don't open until Tuesday. So I should have known better, but it's okay. It's okay. So another pro, going back to the original point of the video, is the storyline. The story and the pacing are done so well that you almost forget how long the book is. And it's pretty lengthy. It's a pretty lengthy book. But your attention is grabbed and conformed and then engaged and engrossed within the story because you have that person who's Nona and you're rooting for her the entire time. And she gets slapped around, she gets mugged, life is unfair, but like you just want her to get up, dust her little, 11-year-old, 14, whatever age she is, she's below 15, her shoulders off, and just keep fighting, with her really, really crazy looking self. Because if you read The Red Sister, you know why she's crazy looking in this book. So I highly recommend you go read Red Sister and then you come back to this video, which it won't have any spoilers. But then you'll kind of get what I'm like, she looks crazy. It's just such a good book, and you would be really missing out if you didn't read it. A lot of people don't read it because of the dark fantasy, and it is about children, but I feel like if you could read Hunger Games, which I didn't read, whatever, then you could read anything. That's just my opinion. And so this is it. If you're new to the channel, hi. How's your Saturday? How's your weekend? I try and do this at the beginning and end of the week. Days are varying now. I don't know. I start school Monday, Tuesday, and so I'm gonna probably have to rework my schedule based off of my workload. As you guys know, I passed my finals. So happy, but if you're looking at my shelves and you're like, where all these like huge gaps come from? Because I am whipping through books, I am DNFing books, I am finishing books, and so I'm gonna possibly have a longer wrap-up video than I anticipated, because I have read more than my 6 books, which were in my TBR goals month birthday thing. And so yeah, there's that. And I will hopefully have you as a subscriber by the end of this, and you like and you comment down below to let me know if you've read it, if you loved it, if you hated it, which is totally fine. You're entitled to your opinion. I loved it though, so I'm very curious to know why someone didn't like it, because there are various reasons why you possibly don't like this kind of stuff. But if you are a subscriber, hey, how you doing? How's your weekend? What are your plans for Memorial Day? Mine is to binge watch something on Netflix with my husband and have like a little barbecue and read some books and pack for my adventure, which I am debating on doing like a packing video because I'm one of those really like OCD packers. So I don't know. I might do one, I might not. I don't know. But I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. For some people it's a 3-day, for some people it's a 4-day. Whatever day it is for you, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. I will see you next time. Bye.